And welcome back.
To
Sick.
see you
Next.
Tuesday.
Oh, and today is Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
My name's Ben.
My name's Annabel.
And we love to talk about movies as much as the next guy.
Very true.
But something you may not know about us is sometimes we dabble in television.
We are versatile. We're pretty verse over here on this
You're
channel.
You're a little more versatile than I am.
That's very true. I've been in the game for longer.
That's true. That is true.
But you've recently delved into the world of television, and I think that's really brave.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And we didn't really want to just throw the pod into television just like that. So we thought
We'd ease you in as well.
ease you in with a mini series that
Exactly.
Annabelle and I have recently watched.
Yes, and I'm gonna wager a guess. Perhaps some of you at home have watched this as well, because it is
I
number
think
one on
so.
Netflix at the moment.
Yeah, I think so. And if you haven't, listen to the pod and
Let's
figure
find
it
out.
out. But today we are talking about the perfect couple.
We are the perfect couple. But who is your perfect couple?
Oh my gosh, that's a loaded question. I was thinking about it the other day. Who was I thinking in terms of like celebrity couples who I thought were really perfect? And I'm struggling to remember who crossed my mind. I mean, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Freddie Prinze Jr. is always one that comes to mind.
I love them. They just had their anniversary.
I know. That's a big one for me.
Yeah.
I also feel like Kristen Bell, Dax Shepard is a
I
big
agree.
one.
That's also a biggie.
There was somebody though that I was thinking of, and I, for the life of me, cannot remember who it was.
Emma Roberts, Evan Peters.
Emma Roberts and Garrett Hedlund.
Yep. Together forever.
They are not together anymore.
What? What? I just got over the blow from Evan.
I'm so sorry.
And so did he. Just got over the blow too.
Stop, not the blow.
Not the blow.
She's currently with Cody John.
Oh, really?
They're engaged.
I thought she was sick. They're engaged?
Mm-hmm.
Who hasn't she been engaged to?
Right?
I'm next.
But no, her and Garrett Hedlund ended things in like 2022, I think.
No, yeah, I did know that when you told me they were together, and then I Googled it and I said, now bet I fear they're not anymore.
Yeah. But I can't remember. Who's your perfect couple?
I love a little Kristen Dax.
Yeah.
A few moons ago, perhaps I would have said Blake and Ryan, but I'm gonna steer clear.
I feel like I do feel the same way. There's just something about them that they, and all of the press, and it's not even like what one of them has done. It's just, I'm sort of like, okay.
Yeah. I used to think it was like really cute. Now I'm like, why are they so codependent in each other's projects? Maybe leave a little space.
Tom Holland and Zendaya.
Oh, I love them. They're perfect.
I think they're really cute. I think give them a few years and I will put them on my list.
100%. Because look, we're just in dating territory.
Yeah.
Maybe pop a ring.
I remember this is not who I was thinking of, but this person did cross my mind as well. In the same vein as Ryan and Blake.
Yeah.
John Krasinski and Emily Blunt.
Very true. Yeah.
I feel like they're the better Ryan and Blake.
Now. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's a big one for me.
Yeah.
Love them.
I feel like a lot of my, like, also older fave couples have sadly parted ways.
Like who?
I can't think of a single example right now, but
Okay.
I get sad often.
I know you're a big one, and I know you're scared to say it.
Lea Michele and Corey Monteith.
That's not who I was going to say. I was going to say Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
They broke up.
No, in terms of your favorite couple.
Oh, yes. You're so right.
Yeah.
And that was a joke when I said they broke up, because obviously I'm going to be the first one to know when it doesn't happen because they're my perfect couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, but there's a lot of good couples out there. I'm sure we're forgetting a lot of them.
I'm sure we are. Sound off in the comments below if you feel like you were excluded.
Yeah, who's your favorite celebrity couple?
Let us know.
And can you think of the couple that I was thinking of earlier? Because I can't. So I'd love to know.
Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban.
They did cross my mind. They're big. They're cute.
Yeah.
But that's not who I was thinking of. But anyways, into the perfect couple.
Into the perfect couple.
This show came out like 2 weeks ago. I'm struggling to even remember when it came out.
Last Thursday.
Last Thursday.
The Thursday before that when you're listening on Tuesday. Because today's Tuesday. Yeah.
Today is Tuesday, yes. But it came out just recently. It's on Netflix. It's like 6 episodes? 5 episodes?
6 episodes long. 6 hour
But they
episodes.
are long, yeah.
Yeah.
And it is your classic murder mystery series.
Yeah, very true. You've seen it before in other forms, but now it's a little collage of other projects.
Netflix.
It's on, and Netflix has taken the wheel.
But I say we start with who's in it, and then
Yeah.
we'll get into the plot.
Yes.
Star-studded, I will say.
Jam-packed.
Like star-studded.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 star-studded.
Whoa.
The thing, okay, I feel like for you and me, it's star-studded.
Wait, for normals, perhaps.
I think for people that are not annoying, it's probably not as
It's probably just like Nicole Kidman, Liev Schreiber, and friends.
Honestly, not even Liev Schreiber, because my sister was like, who's that?
Really?
Yeah. But she remembered the guy from Grace and Frankie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen.
Whatever his name is. I can't even... he's not even, like, in the main cast, because he's, like, barely in it. Tim
Okay.
Bagley.
Okay.
Yeah. But... So yes, Nicole Kidman and Liev Schreiber are in this.
Mama
but
and
it
Papa.
goes, yep, Mama and Papa, Daddy Mama.
Yeah.
It goes even crazier for those who. Oh, Dakota Fanning is a big one.
Dakota.
Everyone will know her. That's
Yeah.
one that everyone will know. And then in recent, I think, fame is Megan Fahy.
Yes. Of White
or
Lotus.
as you would say,
The bold type? Oh,
No.
Megan.
Megan Fahy.
Not anymore, I'm reformed.
Okay.
I'm gunning for my green card and I can't slip up like that again.
Yeah, you better not. They're
No.
listening.
I know, the
But,
government's always watching.
Yeah, from White Lotus.
Yeah.
And then also Jack Rayner, I think, because of Midsommar.
Yeah.
But then for us to be even more annoying, like you've got whatever her name is.
Donna Lynn Champlin?
Yeah.
Yes. Donna Lynn Champlin fans, sound off in the comments below.
Crickets.
Woo. Lies.
Donna.
Donna Hayward and Donna Lynn Champlin in the comments going, yes!
Yeah. And then Eve Hewson.
Eve Hewson, daughter of Bono.
Yeah, daughter of Bono. Absolute icon, legend.
Nepo star.
Sam Nivola, who I think will be really big in the future.
Yeah.
Do you know who his mother is?
Yeah, wait.
By the way.
No, I googled it the other day. Who is it?
Yeah, it's Emily Mortimer.
Okay, that's so true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking him up and I said, what? And then I immediately forgot, apparently.
I think that's the cutest thing in the world.
No, that's super cute. And she produced this?
I think she did, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that. I'm a diehard Emily Mortimer fan. Like, I
Yeah.
love the woman.
Yes.
So I love Sam Nivola. He was so good in White Noise and Eileen. And he was in Maestro recently too. So he's
Yes.
like, Nepo Baby's going crazy.
No, 100%, and good for him.
But I love that.
Yeah. Nepo Baby
then-
episode potentially coming soon.
Maybe.
Who's to say?
But and Billy Howell's in it.
Yeah.
Who, if you're annoying, you would know who he is. But yeah, he's great too. But would you like to give us a rundown of what this?
Okay. So I did in fact try to do this today. Charlotte, shout out.
You practice.
Well, kind of. I said to Charlotte, have you seen The Perfect Couple? And she said, no, what's it about? And I said, well, so a couple.
And they're perfect.
They're perfect. No flaws. They're engaged to be married. There's a party being thrown with all of his family, and she's meeting them. And they're rich. They're very, very rich. And she's not. So she comes in and she's a bit of a fish out of water situation, trying to impress the in-laws, kind of, but she also doesn't super want to impress the in-laws, which the one in-law does not like. And then someone gets murdered. Who did it? You'll find out in 6 episodes.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of it, I think, is that it is shorter.
Yes.
And every episode sort of does leave you questioning things, so it forces you to continue watching.
For sure.
But yeah, it's a short one. It's your classic murder mystery. It's a whodunit of this massive rich family.
Yeah.
It's not the best.
I agree. You know, it's getting a lot of hype.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot of people personally be like, oh my god, if you watched it, you will love it. I watched it. I had a good time while I watched it.
That's the thing, yeah.
It's not incredible. I do very much feel like it's a Venn diagram of White Lotus.
Yeah.
And Big Little Lies.
Yeah.
And they actually stole the cast members from that.
Yeah.
And it's worse than both of them.
It is based off of a book.
Yes.
I also feel like the reason... So, I also had a good time watching it. Like,
yeah.
It wasn't boring.
You binged it.
I did. And, like, I love the cast. It wasn't boring. I had a good time. I just feel like it was sort of maybe poorly executed.
Yeah.
And I feel like the main thing for, like, you and I as to why we didn't like it is because you and I are both Agatha Christie heads.
Very, very true.
So much in the media and me in the books.
Yes, yes. So we have high standards for a murder mystery.
Yeah. So I feel like we have sort of... We love Agatha Christie.
Obsessed.
So I feel like when there is somebody sort of trying to execute that style of media, there are high standards.
For sure. Yeah, for me, I feel like it either has to be done really well or be like complete and utter trash that I'm like, love, iconic. Mm-hmm. This was kind of campy and kind of trashy, but didn't lean into that all the way.
I think they did a little bit.
With like the dance?
I mean, that immediately, like when I first started watching the show, I was like, oh, they know what they're doing. They're trashy.
I guess, but also the way they were marketing it was like, we've got Nicole Kidman, and it's... I don't know.
Yeah. Of course they're going to market it that way, though.
Honestly, I looked it up because I said, is this Ryan Murphy? It felt like it should have been.
That's funny.
Yeah.
No, I think that they fully did not take themselves seriously, which I love. And that's why I think that what made it camp was I think the cast took it seriously.
Yes.
Which is why they were so vehemently against doing the dance scene.
I can also understand how if I were on set, I wouldn't necessarily know what the finished product's going to be.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I think the showrunner at least knew what she was doing.
Yeah. A lot of people hated the dance.
I think those are the same people who watched that Kristen Bell TV show and didn't realize it was satire.
Very true. Very true. Me, the first watch. But yeah, like on Letterboxd, a lot of people were like, the intro dance ruined it, and I was like, what did you watch?
God. That was the best part of the show.
I was obsessed with the intro dance. I said, okay, Mamma Mia.
I never skipped it once.
No, same.
I watched it every time.
Me too. Also, for the first couple of episodes, I said, oh, they're dancing again, and then I realized it was the intro. I I thought it was happening in the plot. I said, okay.
Oh my gosh. That's actually so funny.
I said, oh, never mind.
I need to watch the first episode to see if it like fits and flows naturally, because in my head it did not.
No, it
it's
didn't.
just like, this must be the intro.
I was so confused. I said, editing choices are being made. Okay. But I was along for the ride.
That's so funny. I feel like, I think this, my issue, one of my biggest issues with, but I guess this leans into the camp. I feel like nowadays it's really hard to do a murder mystery unless you're leaning into trashy.
Yeah.
And so I feel like the thing I really disliked was how they really, really leaned into certain episodes being like, it's probably this person.
Yeah, they did.
I actually hated that.
Yeah.
Because nowadays when I'm seeing them put focus onto like somebody's motive, I'm immediately like, oh, well, it's not them.
It's not them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't like being able to like watch this and like cross off people like, oh,
Fully.
it's not.
I felt like I was playing bingo, and I said, okay,
Yeah.
not them.
Yeah. Like
And
we
then
had a whole episode on the child's like angry moment with the girl and like cutting his hand and stuff. I'm like, okay, so it's not him.
So it's not him. And we were right. Like it led into, it wasn't like, oh, and we're going to do the double bluff, and it actually is them.
But it could be. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
That never happened.
No.
It was always like, if we're like focusing on this person, it's not them.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that. I thought that was just sort of boring as like a person trying to watch it.
I agree, honestly. Like some episodes I was like, why is it kind of boring at times?
Yeah.
Maybe it is because of the length. I don't know. But
the episodes were long. I do like, they really did end each episode on sort of a high note, which
for sure, because they want us to keep watching.
Good,
and we did.
But there were some lulls.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm also like, I'm confused about the quality of the writing. Like, I couldn't tell you. Because was the writing fine, or did the cast just like kill? Or was it both?
I fear it was probably both, because I don't know. I do think that the cast killed, but I also think that they were so in and so committed that it made it for like good writing. It's gonna look like good writing because they're so committed.
Yeah,
it's kind of the way I think of it.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I feel like it was kind of funny at times, which is when I'm like, okay, so they're not taking it too seriously. I don't know. I like struggle with the tone. I need to watch.
I struggled with
interviews.
The tone too. That's what I mean by like, it was kind of like camp, but also like sometimes not.
Which I feel like with like a murder mystery, like should be that way. Like it should be camp for the most part, but like sure, like have a serious moment.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if the balance was necessarily there for me.
Okay. I agree to disagree.
And that's okay.
Because, like, go ahead.
You go.
No, go ahead.
Like, I feel like Knives Out does it really well. It's kind of camp, but I'm in. It's fun. There are serious moments. I get what's happening. I get the mood. I'm in. This, I'm like, sometimes the pieces to camera, like, some people were being campy and, like, romping it up, and some people weren't. Like, that guy. I don't know. He was, like, one of the people who worked for the family. The, like, older guy. And he was, like, camping.
The guy from Grace and Frankie?
Yes.
Tim Bagley. He's the wedding planner, if that's what you're talking about.
I think, and that's who I'm talking about. He was camping to the gods.
I think that's just him as an actor, though.
I would assume.
Yeah.
But I bet even like his dialogue lent into that as well. And then some people's did and some people's didn't.
So my thing with it, at least with like Knives Out, is if we're having the scales here of like a serious murder mystery and a campy murder mystery.
Yeah.
Knives Out for me, if this is camp, is like this.
And that's the serious?
That's camp is higher.
In Knives Out?
Yes.
Okay.
I fully think that, because I feel like they're, at least with Knives Out, which is directly inspired by Agatha Christie,
Yes.
they're playing on tropes.
For sure.
And they know what they're doing. And sure, I think they're doing it like not seriously. Like they're
yes.
they're focusing on these tropes to be like, look at these tropes that are shown in murder mysteries. That's what Knives Out is doing.
Yes.
A Perfect Couple is not doing that.
Yeah.
So I think that their scale is this, which is fine. I have no issue with that. But I think that I don't know. I wouldn't compare them to Knives Out, because I think Knives Out is sort of making fun of murder mysteries.
No, I agree. That's definitely more of a parody, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I think the tone was just a bit unclear. And I think I very much had a hard time not comparing it to like White Lotus and Big Little Lies, because it's on a beach.
Yeah.
It felt like it was almost that, but it did not take itself anywhere near as seriously as, say, Big Little Lies.
I definitely, like, when I first started watching it, the first episode, in my head, I was like, oh, this is very similar. But that never crossed my mind again, actually, as I continued watching it.
Interesting.
I don't think I ever compared them once.
Oh.
But I can totally see the draw of them being compared, because it's... Yeah, you're right. It's on a beach. It's got cast members from both.
It was the cast members. It was the beach. It was the murder.
Yeah.
And I was, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It didn't really cross my mind too much to like ever think about it. It like popped in my head and then it disappeared. But I feel like I don't know. I've never read the book.
Neither have I.
But I would like assume that she was inspired by Agatha Christie.
Yeah, family affair, that happens a lot.
It's like a huge gathering of people in a very isolated place.
Yeah,
and
someone dies.
She
also loves to write about like wealthy families. They're a wealthy family.
So,
but then there's a twist, and someone has a past where they were on the streets. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Actually, that reveal was crazy. Like the campness of that was wild. When at the end she said, "And I was a prostitute."
No, literally. She's like,
Nicole.
Sleeping with men for money.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, babe.
No, I agree. That's why I feel like it's like a joke almost.
That's why like that's the thing. And like some episodes I definitely feel like that moment in general, I was like, whoa. But then some episodes in the middle weren't super camp.
Maybe they just didn't. They only wrote the beginning and the end. They said, we need to put something in there. So
let's just let them improv.
Yeah. But like, I also felt, okay, we're going to get into some spoiler territory, because it's hard to talk about this show without.
For sure. I was thinking
spoilers.
that. Yeah. If you haven't seen it, skip to this time.
Whatever. But like, my thing about it is, so the whole point, Megan Faye's character dies. She is the best friend of the bride.
Yes.
And she dies because she was having a relationship.
Yes.
Dinner's ready. She dies, and it's found out that she was having an affair with the patriarch of the family, Liev Schreiber. Yeah. And so that whole thing to me felt very like campy and funny too. It's like, oh, she's like in love with him, and like it's like, I'm not taking anything seriously.
That was another thing, because I'm like, every single thing that happened, we have seen it before.
Yeah, which is why I'm like,
that's why I think I was comparing it to Knives Out, because I was like, these are all tropes. It's just like, it's not trying to make fun of them. They just are the tropes. And sometimes they camp about it, and sometimes they're not.
And it's like, I need to know if the writer, I want to know about the writer of the book. I want to know if she is taking it seriously.
No, fully. What's the tone of the book?
That's what I need to know.
Yeah.
Should we read? We didn't read in preparation for the pod. I'm so sorry.
Can't.
We're horrible people.
We're terrible at our jobs.
I know.
That we don't get paid for. Our elected jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, perhaps.
So I was gonna say, maybe we'll read the book and then we'll come back and we'll add an addendum
I would do a
to
perfect
this.
couple part 2.
Actually, she did not take it seriously in the book at all. And
actually, the book was deadly
invalid.
serious. And this was a parody of the book.
Wait, that would kill.
That would kill. I would love that.
She was in the book, in the movie.
Really?
In the opening number at the end.
Oh. That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's all I know about her. That's the only thing I know about her.
Wow.
But like they focused on her and I was like, who's that?
Who the hell is that?
Who's this woman?
Yeah. Wow.
But so another little fun Easter egg. This is a huge spoiler, mind you. But we're 25 minutes in, so I feel like it's appropriate to give.
It's fine. Come on.
They're in the opening number. Mm-hmm. They zoom in on Dakota Fanning when they say "I'm guilty" in the song.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny. Imagine noticing that first episode and you said, I know who did it.
It's her.
Yeah.
And so getting into it, Dakota Fanning was
the murderer.
The murderer. Did
Ben,
you see
how'd
it coming?
you feel?
Oh, what were you? What did you ask?
I said, Ben, how do you feel about it?
Let's do Did You See It Coming first, and then we'll talk about our feelings.
Truly by process of elimination. Like you said, episode by episode, they would go through and focus on different people. And I'm like, okay, well, who's left? Who have we got left? I said,
Literally.
Could be her. Is there a reason? Sure.
I feel the same way. I feel like towards the end, I won't lie. I guess it wasn't interesting enough because I didn't really think about it.
Me too. I also was like, do I care?
I think the reason I didn't think about it is because they're really forcing these motives down our throat.
They're shoving
with
them, yeah.
all the other characters.
And the reason is just like money.
Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, like I don't care.
I don't care.
You told me that it's the kid because of this. Like, then sure. If
then
it's
great.
him, it's him.
I truly like. It's weird. I had a good time. I wanted to keep watching the episodes. I didn't care who did it.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I didn't really think about it too much, but towards the end I was just like, it's gotta be.
Surely.
Who else
She's
would
left.
it have been?
Yeah.
How do I feel about it is a bigger question. I think, like you said, it just feels lazy.
Yeah.
But this is me comparing it to Agatha Christie, where she's giving these elaborate motives or these crazy stories that these characters have.
Yeah, and it'll be someone you never thought of, but it will actually like totally make sense. And if you've been following the entire time and picking up on all these subtle clues, then you'll feel so satisfied when you've got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just feels lazy writing. Like, this person doesn't have that creative of a mind, which is really mean to say.
The author's right there. She's staring you down in the last episode.
That's the thing, is I'm like, it's not very creative.
I know, that's my biggest thing about it. I'm like, we've seen every single thing before, and the outcome is also similarly uncreative, but this isn't commentary on that. This just is that.
Yeah. And I'm like, if you were gonna write this murder mystery.
Yeah.
Where's
the mystery, babe?
A huge cast. Spend some time into giving
That's the thing.
Okay.
The cast is 10 times better than just like the material on the page. Not necessarily the script, but like the story.
Yeah. And I think the funny part about it is I'm sitting here saying that she needs to spend some time in writing more interesting characters. And I think she thinks she did that when she made Nicole Kidman a prostitute.
100%. Oh my God. At the end, she probably said depth.
The brother reveal, I said, oh, she thinks she killed.
I know, 100%. But I'm not going to lie. Forgot about it. You said that, I said, oh yeah.
Because it literally
it was
means
one
nothing.
monologue that also elucidated all of this. It was just one monologue.
And like the whole like preview of her brother was like this secret man calling asking for money. Like that's what it was. And so I feel like we're supposed to be thinking, oh, she's having an affair.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, it's her brother.
Oh, it's her brother.
I want a better reason than that. Like, that's so lazy.
That's so true. Yeah. Blood is thicker than water.
Like, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. It's just such lazy writing.
Yeah.
I sit here and I think of And Then There Were None, which maybe the most famous of Agatha Christie's works. And she has, what is it, like 9 characters?
Yeah.
And each one has the most in-depth background.
Mm-hmm. And
they all have these crazy stories that we find out as the book goes on.
Yep.
And so for you to sit here and be like, it's her brother, like that's your reveal.
And you also, like, in the television adaptation, you've got 6 hours to do that. You've got 6 hours to delve into different characters, and you gave us brother.
Yeah, like, I'm glad.
And Then There Were None adaptation is 90 minutes.
I think that if they did this could be a movie because of the lack of...
I agree.
...creative writing.
And they could have cut out the stuff that was kind of boring in the middle.
Yeah, this could have been a 90-minute movie.
This could have been a Netflix movie, and perhaps it should have been.
That's what I'm saying, is they had so much time on screen that they could have done so much better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really does feel like a Netflixication of a murder mystery.
Which is why I want to read the book, because I'm like, is it... I keep saying it's this woman's fault. I don't know if it's this woman's fault.
I think it could be. I mean, she was in it, so clearly she was a part of the process. I don't think she would have been in it and signed off on it if it were that much of a deviation from her original source material, and it really stripped it of its depth.
She did not write, like, any of them, though.
Okay.
So she had nothing to do with the scripts.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, I don't know. She could have... They could have changed it.
They could have. Though, my problem, I feel like, is, like, the structure and the plot. More so than the actual, like, dialogue. So if they got that from the book, then I blame her. If not, I blame Netflix.
Yeah. I do think that Netflix probably had a big hand in it, but...
Yeah, I was like, it felt like that's why I kept comparing it, I think. I was like, this is Netflix's White Lotus. This is Netflix's Big Little Lies.
And that's what they did. They
wanted so badly to be that they stole their cast.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that such an amazing cast is being put in this.
No, that's the thing. You had all of these heavy hitters. Are you okay?
The thing is, it's gonna get louder. People might not even be able to hear it right now because they can now.
Honky's out.
I can see him through the window. Oh, there he goes. Why does he feel kind of quiet?
Okay.
I feel like he could be louder. I don't know.
Give him some notes.
But so my thing, I feel like the cast is too good for this.
I agree.
And that I feel like, though, is the reason it's number 1 on Netflix right now.
God, 100%. Also, like, the dance has gone viral. So people are picking up on that, wanting to watch it. Also, everyone I know has loved it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Except
feel
my
like
mom.
We are too critical because of our interests in media. But, like...
Same with John Hayward.
My mom, she didn't love it. So... Not everybody. Yeah, my mother also wasn't obsessed. Mm-hmm. But I have heard a lot of people are just like, oh, it's so good. Watch The Perfect Couple.
I've had people, like, recommend it to me and say, like, you need to see this.
Mm-hmm.
And I did.
And like, I told my sister that she should watch it because, like, I feel like she'd like it. But... Yeah.
Oh, I told my mom to watch it because I wanted to know what she thought.
That's the thing. It's not horrible.
No. Like...
We're ripping it to shreds.
Honestly, after this, I was like, should I lower my rating?
No, stop. Let's talk about what we liked.
I loved the cast.
That's a big part for me, yeah.
For sure. Dakota was so funny.
She was definitely my favorite character.
Yeah. Murder her.
Out of the whole cast. I think this Dakota Fanning renaissance is...
I'm loving it.
Speaking of this Dakota Fanning renaissance, we are all rooting for her first Emmy tonight.
We are, yes.
Hopefully she wins because I think she deserves it.
Yes.
But she's been killing it recently. Yeah. She's been doing so much.
She was at Paris Hilton's birthday party last night.
Oh my god, good for her. And now she's at the Emmys, so she's...
Yeah, she's doing it all.
She is really hitting the streets.
The hot spots.
But she was for sure my favorite character. I was literally talking to my mom the other day, and she's like, "What's Dakota Fanning been up to recently?" I was like,
"What hasn't she been up to?" Yeah.
But
my mom said that she said it took her a while to realize it was Dakota Fanning. And I said, in what world? She's had the same face since she was like 4.
She literally looks the same.
She looks exactly
and her
the same.
voice sounds the same.
Exactly the same.
Yeah. I love her. If you haven't seen Ripley, everyone and their mother needs to go watch that right now.
I do.
It's amazing.
Yeah. My dad loves.
So good. So good. And she is incredible in it. But besides Dakota Fanning, who else do we love? We love everybody in the cast.
English Nicole
Kidman, where people were confused what her accent was.
Which is, interesting. Because I understand that in an interview.
Yes.
Couldn't tell you where that babe's from.
Nicole Kidman's natural accent is
insane.
It's from everywhere? I don't know.
Her and Rose Byrne are the only 2 people I know from that place.
Wait, yeah, no, truly. They both have
They both live on some kind of hybrid island.
Yeah.
But honestly, this is the most consistent I've heard her in an accent for ages.
Her English accent was good.
Can't do American, can't do Australian.
English?
Why is she English?
She's the only one who's English in the cast.
No, it makes no sense. I honestly, when you told me it was in the book, I was kind of shocked because I thought maybe they just said, Nicole, don't do American.
Yeah.
Don't do American. Don't do Australian because no one knows what that is.
It's like...
Don't do German or wherever you were from in 9 Perfect Strangers. We don't need Marsha back.
Yeah. But, like, love Nicole. I thought she was great.
Love Nicole. Also,
she's always great.
Her character was an icon.
No, she was amazing, yes.
Yeah.
And then Liev Schreiber...
I hated him.
Gross. But he tends to play gross characters now.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah, a lot of the time, like, I don't like his character and things, but he kills at it.
That's what he is like.
I find him off-putting a lot on screen. I mean,
even in like Scream, he was playing the gross guy that they thought did it.
Yeah.
So,
you know, one of my mom's biggest takeaways was like, what was the conversation between Nicole and Naomi like?
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, Naomi's his ex, so
that's why
okay.
She was like, imagine working with her best friend's ex. And I was like, it's Hollywood. It happens.
It's true. It
happens.
But like, I mean, I don't know if they ended things poorly, so.
Yeah, I was like, what if they're still friends?
And like, Naomi was in a movie with him like right at the end, right when their divorce was.
Yeah.
So, who knows? But
I think everyone's mature. I think
he was
okay.
fine. Eve Hewson kills. Her American accent's amazing.
Yes, they're also her real life accent's a little wonky.
Okay, but
I discovered that this week.
Irish, so it's like most Irish people have a wonky accent.
I watched her in an interview and it's kind of half American, half Irish now.
Oh, is it?
So I think she committed too hard to the American bit.
Oh my god.
I was watching her and Dakota Fanning taste test foods and guess if they were expensive or not.
I did see that. And
I said, where are you from, babe?
Interesting. It didn't pique my interest.
But I think that is just a testament to her commitment to America.
Maybe.
Or
maybe
you
are too harsh.
No, everyone in the comments agreed.
Or maybe you just don't know where a Dublin accent is.
I went to the comments and I said, does someone agree? And they did.
And it's funny because her and Jack Rayner played ex-lovers in Flora and Son.
Oh! So true.
Yeah.
What a film.
What a film.
Dublin 07.
Dublin 07. Both
Irish,
now. Both putting on American accents.
Yeah.
Jack Rayner was good.
Yeah.
I like Jack Rayner.
Yeah. No, he was good. And she was really good. We talked a little bit about this. Her character, like, whatever. But she was really good.
Yeah. I think that's the other thing, is her character should be the most interesting character.
She's the most boring character.
She should be the most interesting, being the outsider of the family who has, like, these secrets.
Yeah.
But she wasn't.
No. Though maybe it's like she's the outsider, so she's the like straight normal person that the audience can relate to.
That's true.
And then everyone is like a character inside. But
I don't know.
I don't know. It's also 2024. Can't we make the lead interesting?
Truly.
I think it's time.
And then of course they get Megan Fahey, and she's barely in it.
She's barely in it, and she's doing exactly the same thing that she did in White Lotus.
Yeah, no, truly.
She can do more.
She comes back a little bit.
I guess she has like, when she came, I said, "Oh, that's fully whatever her name is." I can't remember her character name.
Oh God, I have no idea. Not a single idea what her character's name in White Lotus.
But
is.
I said, "Oh, she's
Daphne.
back." Daphne. So true. I said she's back.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like people only really know her from that.
I've watched her in every season of The Bold Type.
Okay, people only
Next
know
to
her
Normal
from
on
that.
Broadway.
Yeah, nobody cares about that.
Hey.
Nobody's probably even heard of that.
Lizzie McAlpine just covered a song from it, and everyone's
that used to be
talking about
a song that I would do. Not that song, but I would do Next to Normal for my showcases.
Kills.
But yeah, so she is currently being typecast.
Yeah, they're also like good for her because she's being cast.
No, good for her. She's in like the biggest show on Netflix right now. She was in the biggest show on HBO.
Uh-huh.
So she's killing. She's really she's dying. No, she's doing good.
Yeah, no, love her. Loved her in The Bold Type. She got to do more there, and I'm excited for the world to see that.
The world won't see it. I think she's gonna do the same thing over and over again.
Nope, I'm gonna cast her. Megan,
okay.
Pick up that phone.
We're gonna cast her.
We're gonna cast her in the next episode of Sexy next Tuesday. Come on in and show us some range.
Don't you worry.
Don't you worry. This is turning into a fictional podcast.
Oh my gosh. Pretty soon, our doors are gonna be knocked on because everybody's gonna wanna...
A piece of this.
Everybody's gonna wanna have us cast their movies is what I was gonna say. Not a piece of this.
I feel like I just that was the same sentiment. I just said it concisely.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
But no, I feel like back onto things we liked about it. Like the cast is a big one.
Loved the dance.
Loved the opening number. I thought it was a lot of fun. I liked, despite the fact that we think it could have been shorter, I do like the way it was paced for how long it was.
Yeah.
Because I do think if it didn't end on cliffhangers the way it did, I probably wouldn't have finished it.
100%. I actually find this with a lot of shows. You know what? Pretty Little Liars used to kill at this. So that went for 7 seasons. I'd say about 5 seasons too long it went for. But... what really kept me sticking around, I would be like on my phone doing anything else during the episode, like what the hell is happening? And then the end would go crazy. The last like 60 seconds. And I said, oh, I have to keep going. And then it's 5 a.m.
And then you get it next week on.
Yeah. And I said, well, I guess I'm in.
Yeah. I think that they did that really well. For a murder mystery, it's fun too. That feels like a trope. So,
yes.
Why am I struggling to think of like things I liked?
Really, the highlight for me, I feel like, was the cast.
Me too, but there has to be something else I liked.
The aesthetic?
Yeah, like the Nantucket.
Yeah.
Summer, beachy.
Yep.
That was fun. I did like the setting, the setting of it.
Another beach murder. I'm here.
Yeah. And this was sort of like rich Nantucket, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Very just, it's an aesthetic that I like to see because I mean I feel like there's a decent amount of stuff that takes place in Nantucket.
Yeah.
But apparently the author lives in Massachusetts, in Nantucket. So
there we go.
That's why a lot of her books are based in Nantucket.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Conceded.
I know, get over yourself. It's not that great.
Yeah, that's like John Waters and Baltimore.
I think I've been to Nantucket like once. I think.
I
don't even
never
know.
have. I'm not gonna lie, I learned today it was Massachusetts.
Oh.
Yep.
It's like an island. It's like by Martha's Vineyard.
In my mind, Nantucket's in, like, Tennessee.
Oh, no.
Doesn't it sound like Nantucket?
I'm going down to Nantucket to shoot some gators.
Fully. I'm going to the deep south to go back to Nantucket.
It does sound like Louisiana.
Yeah,
like,
so I just always heard
Nantucket.
Nantucket and assumed that that's where it was.
I'm gonna go down to Nantucket.
Nantucket. I'm gonna go to I'm gonna tuck it.
I'm gonna tuck it those nans so
I'm gonna
hard.
tuck those Nans so hard. Nantucket.
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 Yeah, it does sound southern when you put it that way.
Thank you.
It's very much New England. See, that's
There
the
you
thing
go.
though, like when I hear the word Nantucket, just Nantucket, I think of like rich New
Rich?
England. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think like Crowley Corners.
wait, what's that from? What's
Hannah
Crowley
Montana.
Corners from? That's it. I was literally like, why do I know that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think of like rich people. So I feel like they killed the aesthetic
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
I thought that really worked.
No, for sure. The aesthetic, taking the word Nantucket out of it, that is where I feel like it's aesthetically the perfect place
Yeah.
for that to take place.
The costumes,
Yeah.
everything.
That was another thing. Megan Fee's costumes, quite truly the same as White Lotus.
Yeah.
Like
they
the
were.
same. I think she just took the wardrobe with her.
They're probably just her outfits.
No,
Like,
fully.
she just took it from her closet for both
She
of
said,
them.
"Don't worry, I costume myself.
She's like, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I brought my closet with me.
I'd be weird."
But yeah. I mean, other than that, I am struggling. Like, it was fine. It was good. Watch it. You'll probably enjoy it. It's a good time.
You'll also enjoy it while you're in it. I feel like it was afterwards I sat down and I said, maybe it wasn't great.
No, see, I don't feel that way because I did every time they focused on like one of the people as being the killer. I was always like, not this again.
I think it was in particular after the last episode I said, I didn't love that.
I thought that when they revealed everything, I was like,
yeah.
that's lazy.
Yeah. Even in the first episode, I was like, I like it. I'm not like in.
Mm-hmm. I loved Dakota's being dragged away by the police. I thought that was great.
Me too.
She killed.
Her little It's Vintage. I loved
Yeah.
Dakota.
Yeah, she was amazing.
Also, my mom called it.
Oh, really?
She said the second she saw Dakota washing a glass, she said she wouldn't do that and called it.
Oh, so true. See, I didn't care enough.
That's the thing. I didn't care.
Yeah.
With things like, with an Agatha Christie, I sit down, I ban talking, I say it's time to clock in.
Yeah.
And I really take notes and I try and guess. I
Yeah.
didn't even try.
Yeah, I didn't care. My mom thought it was the housekeeper the whole time.
My mum thought it could have been the housekeeper until she clocked the glass.
But my whole thing is like, why would she do that? Would she have?
Yeah. They're also, with this writing, perhaps it could have been. It could have been
It
like,
could
and
have
it
been.
was the housekeeper.
Money. It would have been for money.
Money.
I don't know. She was having an affair with Liev Schreiber as well.
That would be
and-
iconic. All of Gossip Girl, they thought it was Dorota the housekeeper.
See, that would have been campy. That's like a trope. Like the housekeeper did it. Like that would have been good if they leaned into that.
If
I
they
think.
did that intentionally. Yeah.
Yeah. But they did not.
No.
And that's okay.
It was the wife
Yeah.
of someone else.
Some character we've never seen before shows up, and that's who did it.
And that's Pretty Little Liars.
That would be incredible.
Yup.
Again, I wouldn't be surprised if she wrote that.
No, fully.
But yeah, I mean, what did you give it out of?
5 stars.
Yeah,
I gave it a 3.5.
I think I gave it a 3.5 for fun.
You gave it a
Right?
4.
Did I give it a 4? Okay, I
You
gave it a 4 for fun. I feel like, oh yeah, because dance sequence for sure. That boosted it up. Also, just any murder mystery always is gonna have sort of a.
I gave
A
it a
base
3.5
for
for
me as
fun.
well.
I had a good
Yeah.
time. Loved the cast.
I love a murder mystery even if it's poorly done.
So true.
So like I'm in. Like if somebody says, "Oh, it's a murder mystery," I'm in.
Yeah, they said, and she's dead. I said, oh, I'm here.
Yeah. So I give it a 4. The dance sequence makes everything worth it. If you don't watch anything, watch the opening theme.
Just watch the intro. Turn it off.
Yeah.
Watch this podcast. You know who did it.
Exactly. You've seen it all.
You don't have to sit down for 6 hours.
But you know what? Maybe you want to.
Maybe you want to. Maybe you just want to
And
see
do
the little
it.
girlies gab
Amen.
and stab.
Gab and stab. She didn't even stab.
She
Did she
didn't.
stab her?
No, she
drugged her and then drowned her.
Drug and
She
drowned.
drugged and drowned.
Oh, and that's how the girlies D&D. D&D for girls.
Yes, incredible. I feel like we've wrapped it up. I feel like we've done it all.
I feel like we've
said it all.
solved the murder.
We have. I feel like we're sorry for subjecting you to television, but we won't do it that often.
Just the occasional. We'll slip it in there sometimes.
Yeah,
but you won't
and
even
this
notice.
is technically just a really long movie. So.
It's on Letterboxd, so I was like, it still counts.
Yeah, it's a miniseries. We're fine.
It's a 6-hour film.
But yeah, I think we can say goodbye.
I think we can. I'd also like to apologize to the video reviewers. I moved my camera around like 40 times.
Just like put a nice picture of you. Put the picture of you in the Snuggie or whatever.
Oh, you're so right. That's the best photo we ever taken in
It is.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well.
I guess it's time to be
sick.
sick.
And I think it's time to see you
Next
Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.